Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Washington Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, if you've been paying attention to the NFL landscape lately, you know that the Washington Commanders have been making waves, and the latest news only confirms that the team is gearing up for a significant push in the upcoming offseason. We've seen a lot of changes, a lot of strategic planning, and a lot of optimism around what's next for this franchise. And honestly, it's been a long time coming. After years of struggles and being stuck at the bottom of the NFC East, the Commanders finally tasted some success in 2024, thanks to the emergence of Jayden Daniels, the young quarterback who has really transformed the team's outlook. Daniels arrived, and with his talent and leadership, led Washington all the way to the NFC Championship game. That's a huge milestone for a franchise that has been rebuilding, retooling, and trying to find its identity for what feels like forever. This is a pivotal moment for the Commanders, because all they need now is to build around Daniels and assemble a more competitive roster. The foundation is there, the pieces are starting to fall into place, and with the right moves, this team could be a real contender in the NFC for years to come. One of the areas that fans are paying close attention to this offseason is the wide receiver position. Now, you know how crucial it is to have reliable targets for a quarterback like Daniels, someone who can create separation, make those tough catches, and stretch the field. And I think everyone agrees that Washington's wide receiver room, outside of Terry McLaurin, has left a lot to be desired. Sure, McLaurin is a proven star, a true vertical threat, and a leader on and off the field. But beyond him, the options haven't quite lived up to expectations. That's why the front office is expected to focus on this position in a big way, whether through free agency, trades, or the draft. And here's where it gets really interesting. There's a strong possibility that Washington might target a player who's currently in a bit of a limbo, a player with proven production and a connection to the team's coaching staff. I'm talking about Kirk, the wide receiver who has been making headlines recently because of some roster shakeups happening in Jacksonville. The Jaguars, under new leadership, are expected to part ways with a number of veterans this offseason, and one of those veterans is Kirk. According to ESPN's Bill Barnwell, Kirk is likely to be released because of his hefty cap hit, $16. $2 million in unguaranteed money in the final year of his contract. Now, that's a significant figure, especially for a team trying to get under the cap and rebuild their roster. So don't be surprised if Washington makes a move and calls up Kirk once he hits the open market. But what makes Kirk such an intriguing option for the Commanders? Well, it's not just about the cap space. It's about the player himself. Kirk has shown that he can be a reliable underneath target, a slot receiver who can make things happen after the catch. And let's not forget, before he signed with Jacksonville, Kirk's career started in Arizona, where he played under Cliff Kingsbury, the current offensive coordinator here in Washington. Kingsbury has always raved about Kirk, calling him one of his favorite players he's ever been around. That's a huge endorsement, and it's no coincidence that the Commanders could be looking to reunite Kirk with his former coach. Imagine Kirk lining up in the slot for Daniels, providing that dependable, quick-hitting option that can help move the chains and create mismatches. During his time in Jacksonville, Kirk was quite productive, amassing over 100 yards in 2022. In 2023, he was on pace to reach those same heights again before an injury slowed him down. If the Commanders manage to sign him to a deal that reflects his true value, Kirk could be a key piece in their offensive puzzle. His ability to operate in the short and intermediate zones, combined with his skill to make contested catches, would complement McLaurin's vertical threat perfectly. It would give Daniels a trusted target who can be a safety valve and help balance the offense. Now the offseason is rapidly approaching, and NFL teams, including Washington, are meticulously planning every move. Draft picks, free agent signings, cuts, everything is being analyzed, debated, and strategized. For a team like Washington, which has shown they're willing to be aggressive, adding a player like Kirk could be exactly what they need to elevate their passing game to the next level. The front office knows that to compete with teams like Philadelphia or Dallas, they need to be bold, smart, and deliberate. That means not just looking for long-term projects, but also grabbing proven commodities who can step in and contribute immediately. And speaking of the division, the NFC East is shaping up to be even more competitive next season. The Eagles, Cowboys, and Giants are all making moves, and Washington can't afford to fall behind. The addition of a reliable receiver like Kirk, combined with the development of Daniels and the potential of other young players, could push this team into serious contention. It's a rare moment of optimism for the fans, who have been waiting patiently for the team to find its rhythm again. And I think the front office sees that too. They understand that with a little bit of luck, the right offseason moves, and maybe a splash signing or two, the Commanders can not only reach the playoffs but also make a deep run. Looking back at the recent history, Washington has been in a bit of a rebuild mode, trying to find stability at quarterback, which they've finally done with Daniels. Now they're aiming to surround him with the right weapons. The wide receiver position is clearly a priority, and Kirk fits the mold of a player who can contribute right away. Plus, his familiarity with the coaching staff and his proven production make him an attractive target. The potential reunion with Kingsbury, who is now the offensive coordinator here, could be a game-changer. Kirk's experience, his ability to operate as a reliable target, and his knack for making big plays in clutch moments could really help elevate the Commanders' offense in 2025. As we look ahead, it's fascinating to imagine how the roster might shape up in the coming weeks. Will they prioritize signing Kirk? Will they draft a young receiver to develop over the next few years? Or perhaps they'll do a combination of both. What's clear is that the franchise is on the rise, and the offseason will be critical in setting the stage for their future success. The fans are excited, and rightfully so. This team has a new energy, a new sense of purpose, and a clear vision to contend in the NFC East and beyond. So, for all of you watching, stay tuned. The Commanders are making strategic moves, and the offseason is just getting started. The possibility of adding a proven weapon like Christian Kirk is just one piece of a much larger puzzle that could lead this team back to prominence. And remember, the NFC East is going to be a battle every single week, but with the right additions, Washington can become a force to be reckoned with. They've got a young quarterback in Daniels, a star in McLaurin, and now, possibly, a new weapon in Kirk. The future looks bright, and the best is yet to come. I'll be here to keep you updated every step of the way, so make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and share this video with all your fellow Commanders fans. Because together, we're building a community that believes in this team's potential, and we're ready for the next chapter in Washington's football history. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential signing? Do you believe Christian Kirk can be the spark that ignites the offense? Or do you think the team should focus elsewhere? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Washington Commanders. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Washington Commanders news. Thanks for watching, and as always, let's go Commanders!